on the last Eternia Tow.
What's that up there in the sky? Is that a bird or a plane? Oh my god, it's Heman!
Supposed to be scared of this bitch Hust-Lor. He ain't about that life. Watch this shit, fucking bitch! If I see your ass back there, fist face, bring your ass out!
I done had enough of your shit, He-Man. You want somebody to fight? You gonna fight me. How about that, He-Man? Here's the plan, He-Man. If you can knock me out in the ring, I'll give you that ground ripper right back.
You might as well just give me my shit back now.
But if I beat you, He-Man, that castle you got belongs to me.
Hey, He-Man, you done met your maker. Whatever, motherfucker!
Folks out there in Eternia, this is quite a sight to see. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Come on! Ah, what the fuck happened?
Come on now, He-Man. You hit like a bitch. Let me show you how it's
Come
done.
on! What? What the fuck? This motherfucker! No, you cheated somehow! Ugh.
Get ready to say goodnight, He-Man, once and for all.
Come on! He just got saved by the bell!
Now, Skeletor, I know you hate He-Man. Leave that shit alone.
Well, at the moment I hate your ass more, Hust-Lor. I'll be glad to give this shit to him to see him fuck you up. I hate you. Here you go, He-Man. Thanks. I feel so fucking strong, or I'm gonna fuck your ass up, Hust-Lor.
Don't make me regret what I just did, He-Man.
Promise I'm gonna kill you this time.
Hey, this motherfucker!
My arm! Oh my God!
Bring that
He-Man,
shit!
come
Come
on!
on!
God!
You hit like a
Why
bitch!
won't you fall, He-Man?
Fucking
God.
bitch! I
Damn
told
it.
you, you're too
Fall,
weak, bitch!
He-Man, fall!
Fuck outta
I
here.
cannot believe this shit.
Hey,
Ah,
shit,
my arm
you
is
fucking
broken.
bitch.
Fuck you, He-Man.
Fuck them
Oh,
stupid
my
bitch
God.
like that shit!
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
you
Knock
knocked
that
enough
shit
shit off of his...
He-Man, bring it.
What are you gonna Superman punch him in the fucking face?
You goddamn right I am!
Well, folks, it looks like this could be the knockout punch.
Don't just lay there, Hust-Lor, move!
I'm not going nowhere. Come on.
You asked for it, bitch!
Here it comes! Hust-Lor down!
Look what this dumb motherfucker done did!
This is done, He-Man. You win. The fight is over. Come on and calm down.
Nah, fuck that shit! How you like somebody standing over your ass, bitch?
Hust-Lor's corner man called off the fight, but it looks like He-Man won't stop.
Somebody do something.
He-Man, just stop! You've won! They gave a huge thank you, Hust-Lor! If it wasn't for me, he would've fucked your ass up!
You right, Skeletor. You right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
For my services, I expect you to drop my land shark back the fuck off! I hate to say it, but that sounds pretty reasonable to me.
Alright, fine, Skeletor. I'll drop it back off.
That's what I like to hear. You make sure you clean that shit too. Y'all see that shit, people of Eternia? Skeletor gets shit done, and look at Hust-Lor on his fucking back.
Everybody, we just gotta have some faith. We could sure use some type of miracle right about now. Please, Clawless, I need you to wake up. Come on now, please wake on up.
God damn it, what is going on here? Hey, Hust-Lor, is that you in the ring? What you doing here?
Flipper, where have you been? We've needed you. I can't believe it's you. How did you know to come down here?
Yeah, I got an alarm set to come over here. Now I'm wasting my time. You got a dead snake, man? You got Bobby here, shitting on himself, just snoring, waking everybody up. What's going on?
Flipper, I'm so glad to see you. You won't believe what happened.
I don't want to hear any of that. You better have a good explanation getting me all the way down here. Time is money. My time is valuable. I got a good mind to get into that ring and kick everybody's ass in there. In fact, I may just do that.
Hey everybody, it's me, Merman. It's been quite a while since the last episode of Eternia Tow. A lot has changed since then. I'm gonna catch you guys up on where everything left off from when Hust-Lor got there. Because I hate to say it, but things took a turn for the worse. That's 1 week I'll never forget. Hust-Lor was definitely upset for what happened to his brother. I'm sure it broke his heart seeing his brother laid up on a stretcher, both of his arms completely broken. We all felt bad for Hust-Lor, but I knew he was happy once he seen his brother. And I know he wanted to get revenge on He-Man, but there was no time for that. We had to make sure everybody was okay, especially Clawless. He was knocked out. Thankfully, he was still breathing, so we know he was alive. For him being the shortest guy, he sure had the biggest heart. And he put his life on the line to save Hust-Lor. And luckily for him, Flipper said he knew a guy that could help bring him back to full strength. But unfortunately, it was just one bad thing after another that day. I think it'd be best if you heard from Flipper what happens next.
All right, so I'm out there just minding my business, okay, making money because that's what I do, and all of a sudden my alarm goes off and I get a message, hey, something's going down at the Auto Mart. So I drop everything I'm doing, I hop through a portal, and I rush down there. What do I see? I see my guy Hust-Lor just laid out on his back, okay? But he's safe, but he's kind of in bad shape, okay? And I'm looking at him like the Godfather, and I'm going, man, what they do to my boy? Come to find out, Heman done embarrassed his ass bad, which, you know, kind of pisses me off because Hust-Lor's my guy, and that's a bad reflection on me, and nobody does that. So suddenly, I get a call from Katja about a deal that I've been working on that'll make me a ton of money. And even though I love my brother Hust-Lor, which, let's face it, I do, I love money just a little bit more. And since he's still alive, I mean, he'll walk it off, okay? So I have to go because I gotta get that money. But I promised him that I will be back to bring the pain to He-Man, okay? And that's what I did, and I peaced out, and that's all. That's all I gotta say about that.
And yeah, he pieced out all right, and that broke Hust-Lor's heart straight to the core. I honestly felt so bad for him. To see the look in his eyes, it was painful to watch. He tried to go after his brother, but with broken legs and arms, there's not much he could do but roll. Once he hit the ground, he couldn't move anymore. So he just watched Flipper walk away, and he cried and cried. We tried to help him up, but he said nobody touch him. So we left him alone to gather his thoughts together to try to feel better. We tried to focus on Clawless, but since Flipper never told us how he was going to have to fix Clawless up, all we could do was just wait for Hust-Lor to stop crying and snap out of it, so we could see if he might have had any ideas on what to do about Clawless. So after 2 weeks of rest and a healing potion, Hust-Lor was back to full strength, but he was never the same again. He was so angry and bitter from his reputation being ruined by He-Man. He ended up firing each and every one of us, which caught us all by surprise. We didn't expect it. I mean, we were a family for so long. Everybody worked so well together. But Hust-Lor didn't want any more to do with any of this. He wanted the Auto Mart to shut down permanently. And even I tried to talk some sense into him, but he didn't want to hear it. So I ended up leaving like everybody else. I devoted 2.5 years of my life to that man. It definitely broke my heart, but if that's what he wanted, there's nothing else I could do. So I packed up all my stuff and I went back home. It's been so long since I've seen my people, and boy, let me tell you, they were happy to see me. And quite honestly, I didn't expect such a warm welcome like this. They practically begged me to never leave again. I felt so bad, but it was good to be back, along with people that appreciate me. They threw me such a big welcome home party, I was so shocked. Their king was back and they were just happy. They threw me on their shoulders, and I felt like $1 million. It definitely got my mind off of what happened at the Eternia Auto Mart, but still in the back of my head, I was wondering what happened to Hust-Lor. But for the time being, I was living my best life. I must say, being the king of the sea has its advantages. But I still wondered what happened to everybody else because at the end of the day, they were like family to me. And over time, I started to miss them more and more. I just wanted to make sure everybody was okay. So that's when I went back and talked to the producers of the show to see if they could bring us all back together again. And they told me it wasn't going to be easy, but they were going to try their best. So they told me they'd start with Robota since she had a GPS tracker installed in her right arm, and they did find her.
Oh my, it's definitely been a long time. I never thought I'd be back here again. If only Hust-Lor didn't take that fight against He-Man, none of this stuff would have happened. So after he told me my services weren't needed anymore, I took Clawless with me to give him the help he needed. I knew a person that could fix him up way better than he ever was, but it was a long shot because I haven't seen him in many years. And I wasn't even sure if he still stayed in the same spot, but I had no choice. I had to save Clawless. So we started our journey across the Eternian desert, and I tried my best to keep Clawless as comfortable as possible, because even though he was awake, he was paralyzed from the neck down, and I just felt so bad, and I just wanted to get there as quickly as I could, but with all the rocks, I could only go so fast pushing that wheelchair. So after 3 days of walking, I could finally see that we were almost there, and by the looks of it, Clawless was on borrowed time. But we still weren't at the finish line just yet. I still had to convince Creator to help, and at first he was a little skeptical, but after he heard from Clawless about how he lost his legs and arms, and the ever-growing hatred he had for He-Man, they had a lot in common, because like Clawless, Creator hates He-Man with a passion, and he felt his assistance could be beneficial to both of them. So he gladly offered to restore Clawless his legs and arms better than ever, as long as he promised to hurt He-Man with his newfound gifts.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I bet you guys never thought I'd walk again, and neither did I. But that Creator guy, he's good peoples, and he hooked me up. I'm so glad I can look people in the eyes again. All I had to do was promise to hurt He-Man, and that was some shit I wanted to do anyway. And as soon as my shell's healed up, I'll do just that. But until then, I'm stuck here with these guys, but they're not that bad. Shit, if it wasn't for him, I'd still be paralyzed from the neck down. So for that, I definitely owe him. But as far as the rest of these guys, hey, they're good people to me. I never thought I'd be able to meet the rest of Faker's family, as all these guys look like He-Man, but they want to kill him as much as I do. So we get along just fine. They actually got a new name too. They call me Claw Machine. You see this right here? It might not be as big as my other claw, but it's strong as shit. And I'm gonna crush He-Man with it. And this time I won't be alone. Some of these guys said they'd come with me to help hold him down so I could just squeeze his balls and break him. I hate that He-Man, and so does he, so I know he has my back. But all this stuff would have been possible if Robotza didn't take me down here. So I really owe her my life. And you want to hear something fucked up? I never got a thank you from Hust-Lor for what I did. And that shit kind of fucked with me for a little bit, but I know I did the right thing. Hey, that's the reason why I'm here today. So I don't regret that shit at all. I'd do it again just to get this power. He made it so my arm can turn into whatever I want. A drill, a machine gun, even a fucking flamethrower. And I'm gonna use it all on He-Man. But until then, I'm stuck here. So I got some time to do this reunion thing if you want. It would be nice to see some of those guys again. It's been a long time.
I would love to see them all again, so definitely count me in. Working there was some of the best times I've ever had, and it would be good to get away from here for a little bit. All these guys want me for is sexual favors, and that's never been a problem for me in the past with Hust-Lor. But when I have 10 plus guys asking for this all day every day, it can get a bit repetitive. So I'm thankful you guys found us for the reunion. I just hope Hust-Lor's okay. I would love to see him again and the rest of the guys. So you can definitely count on me and Claw Machine to be in attendance.
So Clawless goes by Claw Machine now, huh? That's crazy. But now it's time to find Baddrah and Tuvar. Now that I think about it, I think those guys probably went back to towing again. I believe they had a business called Too Bad Towing. So check that.
You're goddamn right. Me and my brother went back to towing. We had to make some real money. Hust-Lor firing everybody like that was a blessing in disguise. Me and my brother had our tow truck put away just in case. So us leaving wasn't too bad after all. We're too bad towing. And since Hust-Lor retired, all them tow jobs then went to us. Pulling up on people like King Grayskull helped us make a lot of cheddar. We've been making more money than we could ever dream of. Nobody's vehicle is safe from us. Unless they make the payments, but they never do. And then that's when we step in. But the difference between us and Hust-Lor, if they don't pay that money, we just might have to get our hands dirty and fuck them up. And they don't want that. So 9 times out of 10, they pay that money. We take coins, gold bars, bills, it doesn't matter. We weren't making this type of money down there with Hust-Lor. Do y'all see this stack of money right here? We'll never work for anybody else again. Being self-employed definitely has its advantages. Plus, we have the freedom to tow whenever we want. But most of the time, we don't gotta tow at all. Cause they'd rather pay to play than get fucked up on me and my brother. But sometimes we wish they didn't pay so we could fight. You're right about that, brother. But as far as this reunion is concerned, do you feel like going? Yeah, brother, I'd love to. Well, I guess it looks like we're going to the reunion.
I'm glad to hear those guys will be there. Well, it's time to find my good friend Tri-Klops. The last thing I remember him telling me, he was going to go down there to the carnage to go meet up with his brother. I sure hope he's doing okay.
Long time no see, everybody. I'm surprised you guys were able to find me. After Hust-Lor told us all to leave, I ended up tracking down my brother Tri-Klops to see if I could hang out with them for a little bit. It still gets me pissed off when I think about it, because I really did enjoy my job towing, but I guess it was for the best, because I had a chance to reconnect with my brother again. He hasn't seen me in a long time. Boy, was he shocked. Last time we seen each other, we were still kids. So when I told him I was looking for a job, he hooked me up. They needed more security for the show, so I told him you can count me in. He ran it by the guy in charge I call Bigfoot Littlefoot, and he didn't have a problem with it at all. All those guys down there was a nice group of people, and they didn't look at me any type of way, so I felt right at home. It did feel good not to be teased about my eye, but the rest of these guys, they each had their own problems, so they couldn't say too much about me. Well, now that I think about it, there was one guy that I had to punch him dead in the face. But sometimes you gotta do that to prove a point, and I let that shit be known from the rip. If you're gonna joke about me or my brother, I'm gonna end up swinging these hands. They're rated E for everyone. And then I told them if anybody's got an issue with that, step forward. And lucky for them, they all stayed quiet, so I got the respect I deserved. They appointed me head of security, and I've been keeping these guys safe ever since. There's just still one thing I can't get out my head, and that's how that shit played out with Heman. Not only did that ruin Hust-Lor's reputation, but that ruined mine as well. He ended up spreading rumors that he fucked us all up, and that's some bullshit. Get this camera out of my face. I just hate thinking about it. Yeah, I'll be at the reunion, but I hope He-Man's there because I'm gonna fuck his shit up. Oh, get this shit out of my face. Turn it off. The show is over. I'll be there.
Last but not least, it's time to find Hust-Lor. And quite honestly, I don't know where you're gonna start. Word on the street is he hit some hard times, but I really hope he's still alive.
How y'all doing today, folks? I tried to stay away because I'm not ready to face the world. But I guess y'all want an explanation for what happened, so I'll break it down to you. After I fired everybody, I went into a deep depression. My reputation was ruined after that fight with He-Man, and on top of that, my brother came down and left right away. That shit right there broke my heart, so after all that, I ain't want nothing to do with nothing. And quite frankly, I had nothing else to live for, so I walked away from it all. My career was over. My reputation ruined. All I wanted to do was take my life, but I'm not that type of person, so I figured if I just keep on walking, maybe someday I'll pass out and die. Folks, I hit absolute rock bottom. So folks, all I did was just walk and walk after that for about 5 months. Just living off the land, finding whatever food I can just to keep my body going. And I hate to say it, but eventually over time, I got addicted to drugs and alcohol. I needed something to take the pain away. And I know plenty of people say that's not how you solve your problems, but guess what? That shit worked for me. The stuff I did to put some food in my belly and a place to lay, I recommend for no man. But I didn't give a shit. I did it anyway. But once I found myself sucking dick for cheeseburgers, I knew I had to change something up. So one day when I was looking for some food, I came across with a bunch of individuals like myself that were also struggling to get by. And after about 5 months of talking to myself, I felt this would be a good time to meet some new people. So I offered to join their group, but there's only one way in, and that's through a fight. And the last time I was in a fight was against He-Man, but I had so much anger in me, I knew I could beat him. So me and this bum, we squared up right there in the middle of the street. And they told me if I lose this fight, they gonna run a train on my ass, and I ain't going out like that. So I was gonna do whatever it takes, no matter what. Trust me, folks, when I tell you I got a plan B, I got a plan B, and I am walking away a survivor. So I took my shank knife and I put it up to his neck and I told him to give up. As let me tell you, he was a stubborn son of a bitch, but guess what? His ass gave up. All because of my shank knife. So after about 5 minutes of both of us tussling around on the ground and me starting to put that knife right in his neck, he tapped out. I still got his dirty hobo blood all over my fist because I don't fuck around. Because after he tapped out, I wasn't done. I had to punch him dead in his nose 4 times. And after that, I got the respect I deserved down there. They made me king of the hobos. So now you'll never see me sucking dick for cheeseburgers again. They gonna do the dick sucking for me. So right now at this point in my life, I'm good where I'm at and I do not want to go to that reunion. I'm okay. That was a time in my life I'm still trying to get over to this day. Just let me be. Leave me alone.
Well, geez, that's pretty hard to hear that he fell into hard times like that. Especially that part about sucking dick for cheeseburgers. Yeah, that sucks a shame, but at least everybody else will be there. I sure can't wait to see the rest of those guys. I was really shocked to see Claw Machine in his new armor. We all used to play around and tease him about how short he was, but he ain't short no more, and I doubt anybody will tease him again.
I'm definitely glad to see him walking around on 2 feet, cause to be honest, I thought he died. It definitely felt good to not be the shortest guy there, and seeing the look in their eyes once they saw this new armor, I finally felt whole again. And it's been a long time since I felt that way. I was just shocked because they all thought I died, and if it wasn't for Robota, I probably would've. But the one thing that surprised me the most was what happened to Hust-Lor. Too bad he wasn't there to celebrate with us.
I'm sure if Claw Machine didn't come there looking all nice and fancy, we would have been talking about Hust-Lor the whole time.
And you know I had to show off all my nice arm attachments like this axe. Man, those guys were jealous. They might not admit it, but I know they were.
I wouldn't say we were jealous. We were just happy to see him breathing. I was actually more curious where Robota was, but apparently she was running a little bit late.
If I would have known, I would have picked her up and brought her with me. I would say she was like the glue that held us all together.
Me and Robota used to mess around on the low back in the day, but we never told nobody. We kept that between us. She sure didn't know how to please a man. Best believe I was gonna try to get me some before we left.
After being on my back all day before I got to the reunion, the last thing I wanted to think about was giving any to Baddrah. I was just happy to see the rest of my family back together again. I just wish Hust-Lor would have showed up. I miss him so much.
I really miss Hust-Lor too, but he just didn't want to be here. I mean, I'm sure they told him they offered us free food and drinks, so for someone in his position, why wouldn't he take that offer? This would have been a perfect time to get the band back together again. But for whatever he has going on in his life, I hope he's happy. Just knowing that he's still alive puts a smile on my face, and I wish him the very best. Maybe one day I'll come across him again, but until then, I hope he just gets better.
Man, I really used to look up to that guy. So to see him on hard times like this really chaps my ass. I would have did everything in my power to help that guy, but he didn't want the help. What can I do?
He'll definitely be in my prayers, and I hope one day he snaps out of it. But besides that, it felt so good to see everybody again. Between Claw Machine getting his new body, and then Tuvar and Baddrah making more money than they ever did, and then on top of that, we got Tri-Klops living his best life with his brother and the Carnies. And just knowing that Robota's okay with Claw Machine, that makes me feel good. Everybody's just fine. But thank you all for being here. It's been fun, folks. See you later.
I definitely enjoyed myself.
Me too, brother. Boy, everybody.
See ya.
Thanks for bringing us back together again, but I'm getting a little tired, so I'm ready to go. See ya.
I'll never forget this. Thanks for making this possible. Farewell, everyone.
I really appreciated the invite, but I gotta hurry up and get back to the Carnies. They got a show going on, and I'm hoping somebody tries to get out of line. Bye.
Hopefully we all stay in touch, but at least we have this day to look back on and remember. Bringing the family back together again. Eternia Tow for life.